What is up, guys? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we've got a super exciting one as we are going to be unboxing and taking our first look at the EOVAN Carbon Super Electric Skateboard. So getting straight into the unboxing, it's a double boxed package, however we just skipped straight to the main package. Underneath the first layer of the foam is the actual carbon electric skateboard itself. Now it only comes with the rear two wheels mounted, the front two wheels actually don't come mounted, but as you can see here, this thing is absolutely beautiful straight out of the box. Moving on to the accessories, there's a lot to unpack here as there are a ton of accessories included with the GTS Super. I was astonished at the amount of stuff other than the board that's included in this package. So first things first, we've got an instruction manual. On a high performance board like the GTS Super, it's extremely important to read the manual as there are a ton of cool features that you'll learn to use through it. Also standard is a T-tool. This one's made of metal and is super high quality, and I actually quite like this T-tool even though it's a standard thing to include. In the front of the box, located in the foam, are the two wheels not mounted to the front truck. These are the EOVAN RS 125mm airless rubber wheels, which are standard with their boards. Next, there's a metal handle that can be mounted to the trucks for easier carrying of the board. They've also included a bag full of all sorts of spare parts, including bearings and bolts. One of the accessories that I was most surprised to see was the bash guard kit. On the board, stock comes the regular belt covers, however they include the belt covers with bash guard compatibility and all three metal rods that are used in the bash guard kit, just in case you want a little bit extra motor protection on your board. Next, we have the remote, which is one that I haven't seen on any other board that we've used, and I've only seen on EOVAN boards. It's allegedly loaded with tons of features, which we'll get to in the review. There's also a sticker pack included with a couple EOVAN stickers to decorate your board or helmet with. Something else that I was absolutely astonished to see in the box was this pump, which I guess is particularly useful for the AT pneumatic kit, but it's really cool to see that they've included it and I've never seen that before. They also sent a 3mm Allen key tool, which is the size of bolt used to hold your motor to your motor mount, so it's used for changing from street to AT. They've also included a remote charger as standard. It's a USB-C, which is a really nice thing to see. The charger that came with the GTS Super is a massive metal charger with a built-in fan. It's got an output rating of 5 amps, which is crazy fast and is going to be necessary on a board with such a large battery. They've also sent a bunch of spare replacement belts. There's some street replacement belts and some AT extra belts in this batch, which is super nice to see as belt breakages do occur on belt drive boards. They've also included 2 replacement tubes for the pneumatic tires, which is a super nice touch so you don't have to wait for new ones to ship in the event of a flat. Lastly, we've got the AT or pneumatic tires, and the ones that we have right here are the 150mm or 6-inch pneumatic tires. This one in particular came with the wheel pulley pre-installed, which is a precision-made aluminum wheel pulley, so it's super high quality. These AT tires are unlike any others I've seen before for e-skate, as their edges are a little bit more squared off, so I'm super excited to see how these will feel while riding. And that concludes the unboxing of the Carbon GTS Super. So now let's get into a first look of the board. In this first look of the GTS Super, we are going to be going over all of the parts used in this updated carbon fiber board from EOVAN. Starting with the deck, and the deck is very similar to their carbon fiber deck in their last carbon fiber board. It's a 41-inch long by 10-inch wide deck, which is nice and long to give you a stable stance and wide enough for larger feet. The deck has a red tint. It's red tinted carbon fiber, which I think looks absolutely sick on the board, and coupled with all of the other red accents across the board, it really ties it together to feel like a complete and polished product. The grip tape also looks fantastic in my opinion and is made from the foamy, squishy grip tape, which is added for extra comfort and padding. It's comprised of tiny hexagons, which I think add to the aesthetic of the board, and I absolutely love this new modern grip tape style. The EOVAN custom logo in the middle also looks great, and aesthetically I think that they nailed the grip tape on this board. The one issue that I have had is that it does start to peel around the edges very quickly. Moving on to the trucks are your standard double kingpin trucks that are seen on a lot of the Evolve clone style boards. Although DKP trucks tend to not be as stable at higher speeds, they're known for being comfortable and being excellent for carving. The street wheels that we got with our board are the Performance RS 125mm airless rubber wheels. These are made by EOVAN and are common across their boards. The wheels have a diameter of 70A and a width of 66mm. They are made from rubber, unlike most longboard wheels which use urethane, and have a CNC precision aluminum core. The wheels also feature treads which are great for wet situations. The AT tires that came with the board are the EOVAN 155mm or roughly 6-inch pneumatic tires. Just like the RS125s, they have precision aluminum CNC cores. They are also red, which I think complements the color of the carbon fiber deck and all of the red accents, and they feature grooves spanning along the length of the wheel, similar to old F1 tires, so I'll be excited to see how this feels while riding. Moving into the electronics, the board features dual 6374 170 kV motors, each with a maximum power output of 3,500 watts for a maximum combined power of 7,000 watts. So this board has massive motors that are absolutely crazy powerful. The drivetrain on the board is pretty similar to a lot of those used on the double Kingpin truck boards out there, though it does have those red accents on the motor mounts just to add a little bit of extra flair on the board. The receiver for the remote is located on top of the deck in this black rubber box that's been bolted to the top over the rear truck. This is so that the remote has better connection with the receiver, as carbon fiber could have some sort of interference that would result in worse connection. The bottom of the board houses a massive heatsink that's attached to the ESC, which also connects through to the charge port for the board and the power switch. This is going to allow for better heat dissipation on the board, which will ultimately result in better performance, so it's super nice to see a high quality precision made heatsink. The cables that go from the ESC to the motor are also super neat thanks to the new custom cables from EOVAN. It includes all 3 phase wires and all of the sensor wires, which is super nice because there's finally a plug and play adapter for VESC based ESCs. The only issue is that it's a custom cable which you can only get from EOVAN, which could be difficult to replace in the future. Now to get into the electronics and the guts of this board. To access them, just take the cover off of the top of the carbon fiber deck by removing all of the bolts. Starting with the ESC is EOVAN's Generation 2 VESC-based ESC. They call it their smart version. It's always nice to see a VESC-based ESC in a premium board as they can provide much more power, and they are also customizable. The only issue with the customizability aspect is that EOVAN doesn't include a very friendly cable to access and reprogram the VESC. This is probably due to the fact that they don't want people to tamper with their boards, which is understandable, but also disappointing for those that want to customize their settings. Overall though, it's super nice to see a VESC style ESC in the GTS Super, and I'm really stoked to see how their custom ESC fares while testing out this board. The battery is the real star of the show on the EOVAN Carbon GTS Super. It's a 12S 4P Panasonic 21700 battery that is 852 watt hours, which is absolutely massive and is going to give this board an incredible range. For the price point of $1,500, there is absolutely nothing that compares in terms of battery pack size. Moving away from the board itself and now into the remote controller, I'm excited to try out this interesting shape of a remote. We'll cover that in the next video where we do a full review of the board, but for now, this remote is allegedly packed with tons of features. The built-in display displays useful information such as current speed, ride odometer, and battery. There's also a feature within the remote controller that will allow you to manipulate your throttle and braking curves, which might be one of the reasons why they didn't include a USB-C or micro USB on their VESC for programming, because you can directly control the curves from the remote. The charger for the GTS Carbon Super is a 5 amp fast charger, which is nice and super important considering the size of this battery. It is absolutely massive size-wise, and that's going to be great because it's going to stay nice and cool with that built-in fan while charging at a high current. That concludes our unboxing and our first look at the EOVAN Carbon GTS Super. From our first impression, this thing looks like an absolute beast made with premium high quality parts for only $1,500. The battery looks absolutely massive and those dual 6374 3500 watt motors look seriously torquey, so we're super stoked to try this thing out. If you guys enjoyed this video, we've got a part 2 coming up where we will be doing a full detailed review of this board. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like it, make sure that you like this video and subscribe to our channel for lots of other electric skateboard reviews and DIY electric skateboard builds. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys in the next video.